Disclaimer: this is for educational use only. Our group grants permission for our instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardines, to use this as educational material. No copyright infringement is intended.
Good day, everyone. In today's modern world, countries are becoming more interconnected through trade, technology, culture, and communication. This process is known as globalization. At the same time, countries within specific regions strengthen cooperation, which we call regionalization. Meanwhile, communities adapt global influences to fit their local culture and traditions. This is known as localization. In Asia, these processes are clearly seen through regional cooperation such as the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, where countries work together to promote economic growth and political stability while maintaining their unique identities. In this report, we will address the following learning outcomes: is to differentiate between regionalization and globalization, identify the factors leading to greater integration in the Asian region, and analyze how different Asian states control the challenges of globalization and regionalization. To begin our discussion, let us first understand the difference between regionalization and globalization. Now I hand over the discussion to our next reporter. Thank you.
So what is Asian regionalism? Asian regionalism is the growing economic and functional integration of Asian nations, driven by market forces, trade, and financial cooperation rather than the top-down political planning. It serves as a partnership for shared prosperity, fostering regional stability, economic development, and increased global influence through organizations. Asian regionalism refers to the process by which countries in Asia cooperate and work together to achieve shared goals in areas such as economic growth, political stability, security, and cultural exchange. It involves forming regional organizations and agreements that strengthen relationships, promote trade, and address common challenges like poverty, conflicts, and environmental issues. Examples include groups like the Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN, and Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or known as APEC, which help member countries collaborate for mutual benefit and regional development. Asian regionalism aims to create unity, peace, and progress among Asian nations while respecting their diversity and independence.
Why there is an Asian regionalism? Asian regionalism refers to effort of Asian countries to cooperate economically, politically, and socially through regional organizations and agreements. There are several key reasons why it's developed. First is economic cooperation and growth. Asian countries realize they can grow faster and become more stable when they support each other in trade and in development. Organizations like the Association of Southeast Asian Nations help make this cooperation possible. Second is political and security stability. Because Asia has experienced conflicts and tensions in the past, regional cooperation helps maintain peace and solve problems through dialogue instead of war. Third is response to globalizations with globalizations. Asian nations shows that they need to unite to compete with strong regions, like the European Union, leading to agreements such as Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Fourth is financial crisis and experiences. Shared history, culture, and experience, including the 1997 Asian financial crisis, reminding countries that working together make them stronger during difficult times. So I have two examples of globalizations. First is Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, or what we call APEC, a forum where Asia-Pacific countries cooperate to promote free trade and economic growth. Second is Southeast Asian for Regional Cooperation, or what we call SAARC. South Asian countries working together, economic and social development.
So, what is regionalism in the Philippines? Regionalism in the Philippines refers to the country's effort to strengthen cooperation with nearby nations in Southeast Asia in order to achieve common goals such as economic development, peace, security, and cultural understanding. This is clearly seen in the active participation of Philippines in Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN, where member countries work together by lowering trade barriers, responding collectively to natural disasters, promoting education and student exchanges, and maintaining regional stability. So, what are the differences between regionalism and globalization? Regionalism focuses on collaboration with a specific geographic area, making cooperation easier because neighboring countries often share similar histories, cultural, and challenges. On the other hand, globalization refers to the broader process of connecting with the entire world through the exchange of goods, services, technology, information, and cultural across national borders. Through globalization, the Philippines interacts not only with Southeast Asian countries, but also with nations in America, Europe, and the other parts of Asia. The main difference between regionalism and globalization lies in their scope and focus. Regionalism emphasizes regional cooperation, while globalization emphasizes global integration. In simple terms, regionalism helps the Philippines grow stronger within its region, while the globalization allows it to participate and compete in the global community.
The factors leading to a greater integration of the Asian region. Greater integration in Asia did not happen for only one reason. It happened because countries needed security, wanted stronger economic connections, shared some common values and ways of working together. And we are affected by changes in the world. Some factors that leads to a greater integration of the Asian regions are: number 1, security or realism. Asian countries cooperate to protect their independence and avoid superpower conflicts. They form the Association of Southeast Asian Nations or the ASEAN, and then the ASEAN Region Forum or ARF. Its purpose is to maintain regional stability. Number 2, economic cooperation or liberalism. Growing trade and investments encourage countries to work together. The Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC promoted economic dialogue and strengthened regional ties. Third is shared values or contractivism. Common values like consensus and non-interference or the ASEAN way help build trust and unity in the region.
Analyze how different Asian states confront the challenges of globalization and regionalization. Good day everyone. Today I will explain how Asian states confront the challenges of globalization and regionalization in contemporary world. First, globalization means countries are more connected through trade, technology, and communication, while regionalization means countries in one region work together through regional organizations. Asian countries face challenges like economic competition, cultural change, political pressure, and security issues. First, economic strategies. Some countries like China focus on strong exports, manufacturing, and global investment through projects like Belt and Road Initiative. Meanwhile, Japan and South Korea invest heavily in technology, innovation, and global brands to stay competitive. In Southeast Asia, members of Association of Southeast Asian Nations threaten regional trade and reduce tariffs to improve economic growth. Second, political and security responses. Asian countries also respond by strengthening regional cooperation. For example, through Association of Southeast Asian Nations, countries promote peace, dialogue, and non-interference to avoid conflict. Some states increase military modernization to protect national security, especially in areas with territorial disputes like South China Sea. Third, Cultural and social adaptation. Globalization brings Western influence, global media, and new lifestyle. Countries like India protect their cultural identity while still participating in global economy. At the same time, Asian countries promote their own culture globally through K-pop, anime, Asian media, increasing soft power.
So I will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of regionalism. So regionalism is when countries in the same regions work together to achieve common goals such as economic growth, peace, and development. So let's start with the advantages of regionalism. First, it promotes economic growth. Countries can trade more easily with each other by reducing taxes and trade barriers. Because of this, businesses can grow and more jobs are created. Second, regionalism strengthens political cooperation. Countries can work together to solve common problems like climate change, terrorism, and natural disasters. Third, it encourages cultural exchange. People from different countries learn about each other's traditions and cultures, which helps building understanding and unity. Lastly, countries have stronger bargaining power when they negotiate as a group instead of individually. However, regionalism also has disadvantages. One disadvantage is that countries may lose some independence because they need to follow regional rules and agreements. Another problem is unequal benefits. Richer or stronger countries may benefit more compared to smaller or developing countries. Decision making can also be slow since many countries must agree before making policies. In addition, regional agreements may sometimes create trade conflicts with countries outside the region.
The factors of regionalism. The factors of regionalism in Asian regions include economic cooperation and trade agreements, where countries reduce tariffs, remove trade barriers, and promote free trade to strengthen regional markets. Regional economic partnerships increase foreign investments, boost industrial growth, and create job opportunities. Governments collaborate to improve supply chains, infrastructure, and financial stability to support long-term economic development. The factors of regionalism also include political stability and security cooperation, where Asian countries work together to prevent conflicts, manage territorial disputes, combat terrorism, and transnational crimes. Regional organizations promote dialogue, diplomatic agreements, and collective actions to maintain peace. In addition, shared cultural, historical, and geographical ties strengthen unity among neighboring countries. While global competition and development goals encourage cooperation in technology, innovation, and sustainable growth to improve regional competitiveness.
Imagine a region where countries do not compete with each other, but to cooperate to grow stronger together. That is the idea of the new regionalism. After the Cold War, nations realized that working alone is not enough. Today, regional cooperation is not just about trade, and it includes peace, culture, and security, or even the environmental protection. For example, the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, brings Southeast Asia together to maintain stability and promote economic growth. The new regionalism shows us that unity is power. When countries support each other, regions become stronger, safer, and prepare for more global challenges.
The impact of regionalization on globalization. Regionalization happens when neighboring countries work together through trade agreements and shared policies. This directly affects globalization, which connects countries through trade, technology, and culture. Regionalization supports globalization by making trade easier, faster, and more efficient within a region. When countries work together, they become stronger as a group and more competitive in a global market. However, regionalization can also limit globalization. Countries may focus more on their own region, which can reduce global trade and create economic blocks. In conclusion, regionalization shapes globalization by balancing regional cooperation with global connection.